one of the goals and one of the biggest tools in the arsenal of the tyrants who are pushing all this stuff is demoralization. They want you to think that you can't win, right? The people who are pushing this stuff, like, they can't even do a pull-up. Right?
Facts. Yeah. Thank you. I said that shit in my Instagram story. The people that talk the most shit about me cannot do a body weight pull-up, bro.
Right? So
they'll pull up a video of me talking shit, but they can't do a goddamn pull-up with their body weight, man.
Yeah, but even when I'm talking about the, those who people refer to as like the elites, I don't use that term. I'm literally looking at these people and their physiognomy and their like bodies. And I'm like, I'm not calling you an elite.
Exactly.
Right? You've got man boobs and a beer belly. Like, you're not an elite.
Facts.
Sure, maybe they have money and they have some influence or whatever. But the thing is, I think what we do, what you guys are doing, all of it is important. Waking people up and just getting people to know, yo, you've got individual power. You've got power. You've got liberty. You've got your rights. The government doesn't give you those. No person can fundamentally take that from you. That's God-given. And you self-empower people.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people who are just floating around and drifting around, especially a lot of young men, but even a lot of young women as well, just kind of floating around with no purpose, no meaning, feeling like, they don't have any control or autonomy over their lives. And, that's why people get obsessed with politics so much that they start treating it like a religion. And they think that, look, even if, there's no politician who's gonna truly make or break you, right? The best you can have is one who leaves you alone. This is actually why DeSantis is the best governor in the U.S. because he leaves you alone.
Shout out to Florida,
right? He's not coming. He's not building this for you.
Yeah,
he's not coming and like, oh, we're gonna like build your podcast and we're gonna get you involved in real estate and we're gonna go to the gym for you. And he's just like, no, like, you've got liberty. Like, I'm gonna trust you with your freedom. You do what you do. And he's just not, it's more what he's not doing than what he's doing that makes him the best. Why everyone else is shutting down, locking down, mask mandates, vast mandates, do this, do this.
Florida didn't give a shit, bro.
They're just like, you know what?
We had like a month or two, and that was it.
Yeah.
I
mean, Miami had the most restrictive. We were the last city to open up because our mayor down here is fucking liberal. But the rest of Florida, they didn't care, bro. Orlando was open pretty much. Tampa, they didn't care.
Yeah, man. So I think it's important, man. And as much as there's still so many people sleepwalking, there's also so many millions of people who are like waking the heck up, man. So many people are waking up.
See, I agree, right? I think we should fight. However, how far too far? Because we saw what happens to Andrew, right? And I'm not gonna lie, bro, we're pissed as hell. We're super mad because this is like, I think uncalled for, it's unnecessary, and it's being pushed with the agenda. However, what do you do? That's the thing. Like, what
honestly,
do you
man, I think you just keep doing. I mean, look, imagine if like more people did what we were doing on some scale or level. When I say that, I don't mean you have to become a social media influencer or have a podcast or whatever. I just mean just speak your mind.
Yeah.
Think critically. Think critically. Get in shape. Get your money in order. Just get your freaking life together. And then you are strengthened against it, right? Like, all of us have put ourselves in a position where even with the nonsense that's being thrown out there, you're in a much better position to deal with it. Whatever happens, right? Whatever happens, you're in an infinitely better position to deal with it than like 99% of the population because you've put yourself in that place.
Yeah.
You've got yourself cool. You've got a financial cushion. You've got a degree of independence and autonomy. You can't just have someone come along and fire you or whatever. You put yourself in good physical shape. You're not just like a slob who can't, imagine if you just had to run away from something. Can you do that? Or are you going to get eaten by a slow moving lion? You know what I mean? Like, I just think that the harder you make yourself to kill, the better.
Absolutely.
Right? You make yourself harder to kill.
It applies to all other facets
it applies to everything. And if you have a family, if you've got dependents, whatever it is, you strengthen that. And if everyone were to actually do that, the people who are trying to push all this nonsense, they'd have no power because it's why they couldn't really push it back in the day, because the individual and family units were all just stronger and more cohesive and actually had some proper belief systems. So you couldn't just like knock them out of it to get people to believe in completely false artificial realities where you tell them that down is up and they're like, okay, down is up. And you tell them that red is blue and they're like, okay, well, red is blue. The science said so. Like, no. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say one thing. I've said this before, and it's sad that I had to say this, but like, common sense is no longer fucking common. Dude.
No.
If I take the average American now, and ask him name 3 countries, or you know, what are your thoughts on XYZ topic? They're going to give probably some BS regurgitated, politically correct SJW type narrative as to, you know, oh, this is what I think about the topic. But people don't critically think anymore. If you say something along the lines of there are two genders, whoa, man, that's offensive. You're a bigot, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, listen, dude, the reality is if this person that identifies as 7 different genders died, right, but they were born with a penis when they were born, well, when archaeologists excavate that fucking body, they're going to say this was a male. They're not going to sit there and say this was a gender 93212, whatever the fuck people want to say, or he, she, him, blah. They're going to say this was a male. That's how it goes. But we live in a crazy world now where, like you said before, up is down, red is blue, and we go off of what people feel versus what's real.
Yes.
And it's just crazy. And people really lack critical thinking skills.